Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining us for another Kier Report podcast. I'm Craig Sikowski, and with me is Ralph Pasquarello, the co-founder of the Kier Report.
Good morning.
Hey, Ralph, we're looking forward to hosting Eric Bowman this coming week, adding additional flavor and some thoughts. Eric is with a technology, and also he's an executive with Merability. We're going to be talking about governance and some of the upcoming concerns with AI and governance in AI. So stay tuned for that. But Ralph, we've been talking a lot about the cyber liability, cyber security, but when we're really acquiring cyber insurance, we talk to the CFOs, but who else should be in the room when deciding cyber insurance needs?
Oh, good question, Craig. Recently a lot of the, let's say, participation has changed, right? You and I have seen that quite a bit because we deal with a lot of CISOs. We deal with a lot of people that assist in that activity. But years ago, for many, many years, I only dealt with the CFO when it came to insurance and choosing insurance because, that's his silo, if you will. And you, myself, and other team members have been preaching for years that needs to be brought together, right? The CISO needs to be invited into the room to kind of quantify the risks. So then the CFO can put a financial number to that and kind of quantify both together so that they make sense and they're balanced.
So when the CFO is looking at that and he's kind of doing the roundtable discussion, I know we're mentioning CISOs and CTOs, CIOs. Should compliance be a part of this discussion as well?
Oh God. Well, that depends. Like you and I, when we deal with CFOs and CISOs, they all have their own definition of compliance. What does that mean, right? One side of the house might be in compliance, but it doesn't help the other side really, unless if a breach occurs, were we in compliance for certain aspects? But that has to be brought together because no, compliance means totally different things for each side of the house. And I say each side of the house, and you know what I'm talking about. We have the financial risk and we have the actual technical risk and security posture on the other side. So there has to be a balance. We want to take that word compliance out when we're addressing the needs.
So my last question, Ralph, in discussion, and this comes up a lot during our cure assessments, is it industry specific that only certain individuals need be in the room, or is it every time? Doesn't make a difference. It's agnostic into that process.
That's a good point. It depends on the risk, right? Because we know all industries are different, and the risks are different, and also size of the company. Are we dealing with enterprise size companies, mid-level companies, or SMB or SBA type small business? Obviously, they don't have the personnel as for CISO or CTO. So they rely on their MSP or someone that's going to assist them in that, and it's a totally different ballgame when it comes to a smaller business. So they are the ones that really need a lot of help because they can't pay for the assessments and the advice and the things that we provide. So we really guide a lot of that SMB market to the correct postures that they have to be on both sides of that fence.
So I think that's one of the benefits that the Care Report SMB really provides to that small business owner, right? When they're underserved, they don't have everybody in place. They don't have a CISO or a CTO being put in place. I think that provides better decisioning for their strategy when purchasing cyber insurance and also cybersecurity. Would you agree?
Absolutely. They have no one that's going to guide them. If it's lacking in the mid-market, the guidance for financial risk quantification and the security stability and all of that advice, if that's lacking in the mid-market, then you can just imagine in the smaller market the lack of advice and assistance or anything that CFOs provided or the owners provided. They're just guessing, and it's really, really dangerous. And we've seen it so many times.
Well, hopefully we can take some of that guessing out of the decision making. Ralph, if somebody wants to find out more about the CARE report, where would they go?
Just go to the website. That's the best bet. That's where we get our most traffic, and that's care-report.com. And there's a couple fillables in there, and you can also request a demo. So good luck.
So stay tuned. Ralph, I want to talk about striking the right balance in our next podcast when you and I are talking. And I think that'll share also the outlook of bringing those right people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So until then, stay safe. We care, and so should you.